What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. So a few of you guys have been asking me on the fastest way to level up in Helldivers 2. This is by far the fastest way that I know of on how to level up. It's a really effective way to get to level 20 as quick as possible so you can unlock all those stratagems that you want to use. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So starting off with the stratagems, for the first stratagem that we're going to be using is the AM12 Mortar Sentry. This is definitely a must need for this method that we're going to be doing. This just helps us clear the enemies so much quicker. Honestly, we could literally sit there and do nothing and the Mortar Sentry would do pretty much everything that we need it to do. So yeah, I definitely recommend you use the Mortar Sentry for this method. For the second stratagem, we're going to be using the grenade launcher. This is so we can wipe out huge packs of enemies all in one go. For the mission that we are going to be targeting specifically, which I will show you later on in the video, huge packs of enemies all spawn right next to each other and the grenade launcher just makes it really easy to wipe them out really quickly. So these next two stratagems are pretty flexible. There are definitely different options. These are the ones that I've been using. First off, I've been using the Eagle Airstrike. This gives us huge damage wherever we throw the stratagem, wipes out a lot of enemies all in one go. That is what we're trying to go for. We're trying to go for the most effective way of getting rid of multiple enemies as quickly as possible. And then the final stratagem that I've been using is the Orbital Laser. Once again, it's another stratagem that's great for wiping out huge packs of enemies all at the same time. As I did say, there are other options. You could go for the Orbital Rail Cannon Strike. This is a great stratagem to wipe out those huge enemies that we see, like tanks, things like that. It's a really nice stratagem to use. You could also go for the Expendable Anti-Tank. We are doing an automaton mission and dropships do come in, and you can use the Expendable Anti-Tank to destroy those dropships and just wipe out those enemies before they even get a chance to land. Or you could go for something like the Eagle 500 kg bomb. This is another stratagem that's got massive damage output, and it's a great stratagem to get rid of those tanks and hulks really quickly. Or you could go for the railgun. The railgun is really good against automatons. One of the stratagems that I was using when I was a lower level was the Orbital Airburst Strike. So yeah, you could also use that as well if you like, or if you are a lower level. As I did say, there is a little bit of flexibility with the stratagems, but just make sure that you do use the Mortar Sentry. That is definitely the most important part of the whole build. Moving on to the build and the armor that I've been using. For the primary, I've been using the SG-225 Breaker Shotgun. I think a lot of us know by now that this is one of the best, if not the best weapon on the game. They are doing an update to weapon balancing, so maybe this may change in the near future. It may not, who knows. But yeah, as of right now, I definitely would go with the SG-225 Breaker. For the pistol, I've been using the P19 Redeemer. For the grenade, I've been using the G16 Impact. I do prefer it over the G12 High Explosive, just because you don't have to wait for it to explode. As soon as it hits a surface, it explodes, so you can just throw it into a pack of enemies and it will explode that way instead of having to wait for the timer to go off so it does explode. For the armor, I've been using the CM21 Trench Paramedic. Once again, this is quite flexible. You can use whatever you have. I do recommend using a light armor though, because it does give us the speed boost, and this particular armor comes with the Medkit armor passive, and this increases initial inventory and holding capacity of stims by +2, and it also increases stim effect duration by 2 seconds. This is another thing I think they are trying to balance out, because previously the different armors haven't provided you more armor. Heavy armor should really give you more armor, but it hasn't been. So yeah, I've just been using the light armor just so we can get that speed boost. Moving on to the mission that we're going to be specifically targeting for this method, because it is just so effective and so quick to do. It is an automaton mission, and the mission is to eradicate automaton forces. We're going to be specifically targeting this mission just because it's so easy to do. All we have to do is kill the automatons that spawn. When you load into the mission, it'll give you the number of automatons that you need to destroy. Once you've reached that number, you can extract. On multiple occasions, I've finished this mission in under 2 minutes, and on level 6 difficulty, you get around 520 XP, give or take. So 2-3 minutes and you get 500 XP. You can't really go wrong. It's definitely the most effective way to level up, in my opinion. As soon as you spawn in, just make sure to throw that Mortar Sentry down. That Mortar Sentry will do pretty much everything that you need it to do. It'll wipe out basically all the automatons that you'll need. Also, throw down your grenade launcher as soon as you spawn too, so you can just start wiping out the huge packs of enemies straight away. Sometimes you will have the tanks that spawn in. That's where I'd just throw my orbital laser down, because it will just beam it basically until it blows up. So those are not too much of a struggle really. Also, definitely stay on the high ground as well, so you can just look down on the enemies. It's just a lot easier and a lot less stressful than running around down where they spawn and things like that. Just stay up top, make sure you have your Mortar Sentry and you have your orbital laser ready for like the tanks and the hulks and things like that. But yeah, it's really simple to do once you get the hang of it. The mission can obviously either be done solo or in a group. When you have that mortar sentry, it's really easy to do solo. It's not really that hard. Once you've done it a few times, you'll be getting the mission done in like 2 or 3 minutes, and maybe even less if you have a good coordinated group with you as well. It's a great method to use when you want to try and get to level 20 as quickly as possible. You don't have to use like really high level stratagems and things like that to get the mission done really quickly. I'll leave you with a full start to finish gameplay just so you can see how it pans out and how quickly you can get this done. If this video did help, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Also comment down below, let me know what other Helldivers 2 videos you want to see from me. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.
And should you fall, remember this. Sentry. Every day is a good day to die for democracy.
Calling down a sentry. Requesting sentry.
Dropships! Orbital inbound!
Requesting air support.
Mag's empty!
Calling down a support weapon.
Requesting air support.
Administering freedom.
Throwing supply beacon. Requesting sentry. Get some! Get some! Fire in the hole! Sending in an eagle! Last reload!
Delivering payload.
Dropship!
Eagle 1 withdrawing to rearm. Sending in an eagle.
Mag's empty! Requesting air support. You've done your duty. You may extract with honor.
Extraction Pelican 1 arriving at coordinates. Pelican 1 landing in progress. Joining squadron. Deploying Helldiver.
Throwing grenade! Reloading!
Orbital strike.
Pelican 1 preparing to depart. Shuttle launch in 20 seconds.
Last reload.
Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
Today you carved another